You mentioned obviously the fact that people referred to it as a sex cult.
Yes.
We haven't really touched on why that is. Can you explain briefly why?
Yeah, of course. The David Berg, the leader, Father David, Moses David, his multiple names. One of his kind of probably most standout beliefs. I mean, he believed in so many things, but one of his most standout beliefs was the idea that that there is one law, and that's love, and that mutated into so many things. It mutated into the mums in the houses becoming prostitutes to support the homes, but with this idea of giving the Lord's love, Jesus's love, through the medium of sex in nightclubs and bars and things like that. So, which was called flirty fishing, and that was a big part of it. But the other side of it was he was himself a sexual predator, but also kind of provocated this idea of that. As long as it's done in love, you can have sex with children, and you can marry children with a piece that he called that was called child bride.
And your parents, they weren't so involved in that part, but what were they like, and how did they get kind of hooked into all of this?
You know, I have this very simple line in the book, which is how did David Berg trick my parents? And it's a really reductionist line. It's, you know, it's almost childlike in a way. But that's what I was trying to understand. Like my parents met in a psychiatric ward, and you know, you might think that that's because they were, you know, wearing, you know, gowns and, you know, eating pharmaceuticals together, because that's where a lot of people seem to think that, you know, people who join cults have mental health problems. And actually it's the opposite. It can be middle class people who come from, you know, what we want to call good homes, which was my parents. They were in the psychiatric ward because my dad was studying to be a psychiatric nurse, and my mum was studying to be a psychologist. You know, smart people on scholarships at universities who then joined this group that, you know, has become the rest of their lives. One of the reasons I wanted to do the adult journey of this, of going around and joining all of these groups in America, etc., was because what were the commonalities between adults that want to join groups? And from that point, I can see, you know, it's very simple, basic human needs. It's the need for connection, the need for community, to find our people, to feel that we have purpose. Those are things we can all relate to. They're not that far away from us than that we might think.